Oh, the Big D's still got his glasses on. He needs to take them off. Welcome to the Big D live stream as ever. The Big D wasn't going to do a live stream tonight because he was just going to have a little bit of a break, to be honest. But you know what? I missed you so much that I thought, do you know what? I'm going to have a little crack with some of my viewers, update them a little bit on what's going on at United, and just give my brutally honest opinion, as I always do. Yeah. But remember, as ever, you know the routine. The Big D wants to know what's on your mind. If something is bubbling up inside of you that you need to express, please express it in the chat. The Big D reads all of the chat, and he's always interested in what is on your mind. Anyway, I'm going to say it. I say it all the time, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's going to be a quick one tonight. Maybe 10 or 20 minutes. We shall see. But every time I say that, we end up going for about 45 minutes to an hour because the Big D just rambles on and on and on and on and on. Anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about Rashford. Finally off to Barcelona. We're going to be talking about a little bit about Isaac. We're going to be talking about Ollie Watkins and Martinez, Emi Martinez, and the situation, what's going on there. And we're going to be, looking into Watkins and Martinez because the Big D's just been having a little look at some of their stats, and yeah. Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But remember, as ever, always put your thoughts in the comments and chat. So, yeah, out of the blue, Newcastle's Isaac decides that he wants to explore some options. Well, I don't know. He's kind of left that one a little bit late, if you ask me, because the only team that was, realistically going to sign him was probably Liverpool, but he's left it about 2 days too late because they've just got Ekitike in. So I very much doubt they're going to spunk 150 million on Isaac from Newcastle after the money that they've spent so far, which leaves, the only other team that he could realistically go to in the league really is Manchester United, but we can't really afford him just now. We can't get him, not until we get rid of Sancho, Anthony, Garnacho, Malacia, get some of these guys off the books. And to be fair, I don't want Man United to be, spunking 150 million on Isaac. He's good, don't get me wrong, he's good, but we don't need to be spending that kind of money on players anymore. We've just spent 120 million on two players that are going to score a lot of goals for us, to be fair, and create some goals. So the point being, we don't need any Galactico signings. We just need some nice, good, astute signings. And I just don't see Alexander Isaac to be the right signing for us. Niche fan, nice to see you again, my friend. Isaac to Liverpool or PSG? Well, maybe PSG. But then again, do they need anyone? They've just won the Champions League and they've just basically walked to the World Club Cup final, where, fair enough, they were resoundingly beaten by Chelsea, but that's only because they were knackered, because they'd won everything else that they were in. But yeah, I think Isaac will stay at Newcastle, to be honest, because he's saying he's exploring options. That's not very, that's very non-committal. Maybe a Saudi club or something might come in and offer 200 million and offer him 2 million a week or something stupid like that. And he might be stupid enough to take it. I say stupid enough. 2 million a week. Imagine that. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, Isaac, I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he's going anywhere at all. But yeah, so, that's the situation with Isaac. Now, on to Marcus Rashford. Well, he's finally gone. Fair enough. And do you know what? I was actually quite impressed with what he had to say when he was, they were fishing. They were fishing for some clickbait titles and some nice clippable comments from Marcus Rashford. So they were trying to get him to slag off Man United and have a go at Ruben Amorim and all of that. But he showed that he was a bit of class there. And he showed a little bit of humility and a little bit of, what's the word? Gratitude to the club that's made him who he is, to be fair. And they are still paying his wages as well. Let's not forget that. Kind of. I know Barcelona are paying the wages, but they're paying the wages on behalf of Man United. You know what I mean. But anyway, this is what it says here. So, it says, Marcus Rashford refused to criticise Manchester United during his Barcelona unveiling. On the topic of Rashford falling out of favour at Old Trafford under Ruben Amorim, it was put to the forward by a Spanish radio show that Gary Lineker had told them the problem was Man United, not Rashford. However, Rashford declined to agree with the statement or talk negatively about the club. Marcus Rashford, this is what he says. The situation with Man United, the club is in a period of change, and they have been for a while, he said. I don't have anything bad to say about Man United. It's been an important part of not only my career, but my life. I am grateful for the opportunity to play for them, but football is the same as life, and not everything goes as simple as you may have thought. This is my next step, my next chapter, and I am fully focused on trying to improve myself and help the team, that is Barcelona, win trophies. I just wish Man United the best and hope they are successful in the future. Do you know what? Fair enough. It's like, draw a line under it. It is what it is. It's a good move for Man United because we get him off the wage bill because he wasn't performing in the way that we wanted him to perform. And also, he goes into a club now where he has to perform or he doesn't play. He's got his big move. We've got him off the wages and all of that, and we've just got that kind of bad smell away from the club now. You know, no disrespect to Marcus Rashford, but I'm just talking about attitude-wise and all of that kind of thing. So, fair enough. That was classy. He's gone up in my estimation. I hope he does well at Barcelona. I hope he smashes it and they buy him properly, and then, we bid him a due and all of that, and then we qualify for the Champions League next season, and we play them next season, and we knock them out of the Champions League the year after that. That would be the dream. But the Big D feels as though he is living in dreamland on that front. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think Rashford did the classy thing? How do you think he'll do at Barcelona? Please tell me. I'm always interested in what you've got to say. You know the score. Anyway, who are we going to talk about now? What's Anne saying? PSG. What about PSG, Anne? I'm assuming you're talking about Isaac. Yeah, maybe. I don't think he'll go anywhere, to be honest. I think he's staying put. But, yeah, this particular story seems to be gathering steam a little bit. I've just been watching something with Fabrizio Romano, and apparently Manchester United have inquired about Ollie Watkins and Emiliano Martinez, right? And they're also sniffing around Philip Jorgensen as well, apparently. The Chelsea goalkeeper, who also plays for Denmark. He's the Danish number 1. But I'm assuming he must be, I don't know, is he Chelsea's number 2? I'm not sure, but he's at Chelsea anyway. But he's a young goalkeeper, and obviously Martinez is slightly older. And what seems to be sort of brewing at the moment seems to be that Man United are looking to get an older goalkeeper and a younger goalkeeper to sort of nip at his heels and who we can learn from. And those are the two names mentioned. Now, Philip Jorgensen is apparently one of the best young goalkeepers in the world, apparently. And they say that Emi Martinez is arguably the best goalkeeper in the world. And I'm not going to argue that too much, to be fair. I don't know. I think Andre Onana's got a shout. I'm kidding. But yeah, he's a good goalkeeper. World Cup winner. He would certainly be an upgrade at Man United. I've made videos about this before. I would prefer Diogo Costa. But I know famous number 7 doesn't like Diogo Costa. But nonetheless, I would take Emi Martinez. And do you know what? He's a big character as well. I like big characters at United. People who are not scared to stand in front of the Stretford end, as if they own the place. We've had players like that all the time, like back in the day, Schmeichel and Roy Keane, Jaap Stam, Wayne Rooney, Eric Cantona, most famously. So if Emi Martinez is coming in and he's got a swagger between those sticks and hopefully save a couple, then that will be ideal. But apparently Man United have gone in and they've inquired about a loan deal, but Aston Villa have told Man United where to go. Excuse me. And so that's where it is as it stands. I mean, I can't see Aston Villa letting Martinez and Watkins go in the same summer, because that would make them significantly weaker, unless they already have their replacements lined up that we are just unaware of. But I don't watch Aston Villa fan channels. I'm not interested in who they're interested in buying, unless it's a Man United player. So I'm not really up to date on what Aston Villa want to do. But that's the scores on those doors at this. But we'll get into that in a minute. Niche fan, what you saying there, pal? Could we turn Rasmus into a midfielder? I don't think so, mate. I don't think so at all. He doesn't have enough finesse and ball control to be able to be a midfielder, and he doesn't. And you need to have a certain level of tactical awareness as well, and positional awareness, and you need to be able to tackle a little bit as well, and you need to be able to pass as well, and you can't really do any of those things, but he can finish, and he is fast. He just needs to learn his positional play, and he needs to use his physicality to his advantage, and he's a big lad. Learn how to head it as well. He's definitely a number 9. I've said this time and time again. He could be world class. He can be, but he needs to learn it up there. He's got the physical attributes down. It's all there, and he can finish, and he does have finesse in finishing. I've seen some amazing finishes from him, and he seems to be quite creative with his finishing sometimes as well. Didn't he score a goal with his chest once? So I think he's a. I think we should keep him as a number 9 there, Niche fan. I think we should be concentrating on trying to turn him into a goal scorer. I think that's what we need to focus on, to be quite honest. Especially if we're not going to be buying a number 9. But I mean, apparently we're not interested in getting Isaac. We're not interested in getting Sesko, and I think there was someone else that we weren't interested in getting as well, because they're too expensive. Now, I don't think we need to get a striker, or even get Thomas Muller or Jamie Vardy. Get them in on a free. They'll bolster up the squad. They'll provide mentorship to Xerxes and Rasmus Højlund, and they'll be able to sort of play every now and then. They can get some games in the League Cup, in the FA Cup as well, and they'll get some minutes in the Premier League. No problem at all. Imagine that. Imagine. Like, Thomas Muller could maybe have a Henrik Larsson effect. Remember Henrik Larsson when he came to Man United for about 3 weeks? He had, he just had an amazing influence in the dressing room, and everyone loved him, and they wanted him to stay. But because we were struggling with the number 9 back then as well at the time, because Louis Saha was injured all the time. We're talking about back in 2007 or something like that. So get Thomas Muller in, give him $100,000 a week to just come and coach Rasmus Højlund. I think that would be the astute signing of the summer. And if not Thomas Muller, get Jamie Vardy in. I'll take him as well. I'm sure he's quicker than Xerxes still, even though he is 42 or however old he is. I don't know. But anyway, apparently we're looking out for Watkins as well. Let's have a look here. What we're doing, Rashi, good luck. We need the 35 mil. I don't even think we're going to get 35, pal. I think it's 25 mil. I think that's the obligation to buy 25 million, and I think it's 30 million euros or something like that. Which, I mean, for a player that we could have sold for like 100 million 3 years ago, We're going to be lucky to get 25 million for him now. It's insane. 4,000 for a seat. Personal lease. Complete joke. What do you mean there, niche fan? Have I missed something? What's this 4,000 for a seat? Are you talking about the seats at Old Trafford? Famous number 7. Diogo Costa had a howler versus United. I don't think he is our man. We need a character and a leader. Emi Martinez would fit that mould perfectly. Yeah, fair enough. Gone then. I mean, at the end of the day, whether it's Diogo Costa or Emi Martinez, or even me, it's an upgrade on what we've currently got, to be fair. Niche fan, just don't want to lose so much money on Rasmus. Yeah, me either. I don't want to lose Rasmus, never mind losing money. He's a good player. I keep seeing Vardy and Muller, but I get laughed at by other Reds. Well, that's because people with your intelligence, niche fan, and my intelligence, and other people who like Thomas Muller and Jamie Vardy, and who remember when Alex Ferguson used to do this kind of thing, we always get ostracised and bullied and all of that. So it's all right. You just keep doing what you're doing, niche fan, because the big D is on your side, my friend. Anyway. So, Ollie Watkins. Do you know what? Right, I'm going to have to look into this business of a $4,000 for a 30-year lease thing. I'm going to have to Google this, mate. Let's have a little look. I want to know what this crack is. 4,000k for 30-year lease. Old Trafford. See what it says. Okay, let's see. What's that? Nothing's coming up, mate. Nothing's coming up, pal. But I'll keep an eye out on that. I'll do some digging later on. Let's see. Google for now. Yeah. Vardy. Anne, what you saying? Vardy, isn't he injured a lot? Well, yeah, fair enough. But we wouldn't be buying him to start him. We'll be buying him just to be sort of a mentor to Rasmus Højlund, and he could bring him along a little bit, and coach him, a little bit of tactical nous, positional nous, tell him where to stand and all of this to give him the best opportunity to score a goal. Because the amount of times I was at the match last year, and I'll be watching him specifically, and he spends too much time in his own box, let alone the opposition box, and it does my head in. So he just needs to stand up front and then have players pass to him, and he'll score. It's the law of averages. He'll get double figures. He got 15 goals a couple of seasons back, so he can do it. But, we shall see. But anyway, I'm digressing. I want you to talk about Ollie Watkins. So Ollie Watkins, yeah. I was looking at Ollie Watkins, and do you know what? He's not bad. He's not bad at all. Stats-wise, anyway. So here we go. So I'm going to break it down a little bit here. So, Ollie Watkins says here, versatile, well-rounded forward, known for his intelligent movement, ability to exploit defensive blind spots, and a knack for creating scoring opportunities. He can play as a traditional striker. He can link play from deeper positions, and he is comfortable attacking from the left wing, often drifting into the left inside channel. He combines pace, strong technical skills, and a good aerial presence, particularly due to his intelligent positioning. Fair enough, get him in, maybe, to help Rasmus. And this obviously poses a constant threat. Now, the thing is with Ollie Watkins, where is he here? Ollie Watkins. The thing is, how old is he? He's 29. So, okay, he's 29. They want 60 million for him. 60 million for a 29-year-old. Now, he is Premier League proven, to be fair. And these stats that he's got, just in the Premier League alone, so last season, he scored 16 goals in 38 games and got 8 assists. The year before that, he got 19 goals and 13 assists. So that's 29, 30, 31, 30. That's 32 goal involvements in 37 games. The year before that, he's got 15 goals and got 6 assists in 37. And the year before that wasn't that good. And the year before that was roughly the same as the one I've just mentioned there. So he's actually pretty good, to be fair. And if he did come in, he could do what I've just been suggesting Thomas Muller and Jamie Vardy could do. He could bring on Rasmus Højlund a little bit. My only concern is the 60 million. If it was 40 mil, fair enough. I'd go for that. 40 mil. But 60 mil, it's unnecessary. And weren't Aston Villa looking to try and sell him at one point? So, I mean, like actually looking to get rid of him for some reason. Now, if he's a 15 Premier League goal a season striker, why are they looking to get rid of him? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm just going to look into something else here about Ollie Watkins. And it says here on Transfer Market, his actual value is 40 million. So as soon as Man United come sniffing around, they all do it. They slap on an extra 20 mil Man United tax. That's so annoying. It really is. It is. It's really annoying, that. I'm just going to look up Ollie Watkins' stats per season, because I want to see his Champions League bits as well. Where are we at? What's that? No. No, I don't want overall. Here we go. That's what I want. 24-25. So he played in the Champions League last year. Well, he didn't do that well in the Champions League, to be fair. He only scored 1 goal and got 4 assists. So that's not amazing. Let's see. I mean, the year before that, they played the Conference League. I mean, he only got 5 goals in the Conference League. 5 in 10 appearances. I mean, that's it's not amazing for the. It's not amazing. That's all I'm saying. It's not amazing. Yeah, I mean, I think 40 mil. 40 mil's fair. So if he just comes along and I don't know, says to Aston, if he wants to come to United, fair enough. I think he would need to go to Aston Villa and say, look, I want to go to United. Sort us out. 40 mil is ideal. You'll get us off the wage bill. I want to go there. Let's just cut a deal and then let's just bugger off. But let's see what's going on here. And Vardy's 38. Yeah, he's getting on a bit. Bang bang. What we saying here? Bang bang, Pat for life. My Portuguese Thai friend. I really, really hope this works for Amorim. Fed up or failed dreams at United and projects. Yeah, I'm fed up with it all as well, mate, to be quite honest. I want to see United start to, like... Well, do you know what? See, the thing is, right, what's happened since Fergie is, you'll get a manager in. I mean, there's been a couple of crap managers, to be fair. David Moyes was crap. Louis van Gaal, looking back, long term, he wasn't great either, to be fair. He was good in his first season, but then he sold everyone the next season, and we lost out on players like Chicharito and Raphael and all of that. He sold all them, and they were class players. Idiot. And then he got sacked. Good. Anyway, then Mourinho came in, and he did well at first, and then as soon as he hit a rocky patch, he got sacked. And it was the same with Ollie. As soon as Ollie hit a rocky patch after 2 amazing seasons, he got sacked as well. Ranić was just crap. Yeah, I'm glad Ten Hag's gone because he got rid of David De Gea and brought in Andre Onana. And now we've got Ruben Amorim. Now, one would hope that when things... Well, I mean, they've kind of already proven it a little bit, to be fair. Ineos, things have just been shit. Big D swore. The Big D does does apologise. The Big D doesn't want to swear on this channel. That's not the kind of channel that Big D wants to create. But the Big D's a little bit frustrated, but please forgive the Big D. Anyway, Ineos have proven that they've stuck by Ruben Amorim a little bit, because we have been crap, and they haven't sacked him yet. Now, if Ruben Amorim is rubbish up until, say, October, November, and he's just consistently rubbish, then I think it's fair for them to get rid of him, because they haven't done much, really. I mean, they got to the Europa League final, but he's getting some players in now, and the team should be used to that formation, so he should hit the ground running. Now, if he does well next season, say, and they get top 4, and then they hit a rough patch the next season, like historically what United have done post-Fergie, they always hit a rough patch after doing quite well. The managers have usually been sacked. So hopefully, this time, Ineos stick by their man. And instead of sacking them, just say to him, right, what do you need in the transfer market, say? And he'll say, well, I need a central midfielder. Whoever it is, right, no problem. And they go out and just get him a central midfielder to help him out. Or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully that happens, and they just show a little bit of loyalty to some of these managers sometimes, because there's been some managers in the past that didn't deserve to be sacked. Mourinho was one. Ollie was another. Ollie hurt. That one hurt. But yeah, I'm fed up with all these failed projects. Lee, how are you, my friend? Villa have announced hours ago he's not for sale. Be surprised if this actually happens. Well, yeah, I mean, they are going to say that, Lee, to be fair, because, it's a negotiation tactic. It's always... when someone comes sniffing around, it's always good to say he's not for sale, because then they'll offer more money to try and entice you to sale. So even if you do want to sell, it's always it's always best to say we don't want to sell, so they can bump the price up. And they've slapped. Well, if they didn't want to sell, they would just say he's not for sale. But they've actually put a £60 million price tag on him, which is 20 million above what his actual value is, which is 40 million. So, but I can't see United paying 60 million for him, to be fair. Niche fan, I've included the link to the 4K seat lease. Okay, thank you, mate. I'll have a look at that. Bang Bang. And by the way, CR7 is the first best player of all time. You love CR7, Bang Bang. Thank you very much. Not the second. I don't believe that 10 million, because he's only done it in Spain. I'm assuming you mean 10M as in 10 Messi, because he's only done it in Spain. CR7 everywhere, and 08 was his best ever. Come on, Bang Bang. I mean, just because Ryan Giggs played for one club all his life in one league, does that make him any less of a player? And to be fair, the Spanish league is one of the best leagues in the world, and it certainly was when Lionel Messi was in his prime. And plus, Lionel Messi won the World Cup, mate. So I don't know. And I mean, there's that really good website, actually. It's CR7. I don't know what the website is, but you'll have to Google it. And what it is, it's a website that compares Ronaldo and Messi, and it gives all the stats, all their assists, all of their goals, all of their honours, everything to do with their career, and it's a comparison to see who is the best player in the world. It's really good. Just type in Messi versus Ronaldo website on Google, and it should come up. It's really well made. It's very professionally done, and it's class. And I mean, you'll see. I mean, Messi's combined goals and assists are just insane, and they are better than Ronaldo's, I'm afraid. Bang Bang. I have to disagree. Messi's the one for me, pal. And I don't agree that Cristiano was the best United player of all time as well either. I think the most talented Man United player of all time was George Best. I think the greatest Man United player of all time was Bobby Charlton, and I think the greatest Man United player in Premier League history, Roy Keane. Anyway, Niche fan, Type this into Google. £4,000 season ticket Man United. Go on then. Okay, £4,000 season ticket Man United. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's all on the Daily Mail. Do you know, I knew this would happen. My dad's a season ticket holder. He sits in the Stretford End. He's a pensioner. And this season, when I got his ticket first time, I think it cost me about, for his retirement, it cost me about, I don't know, maybe it was about 320 quid for the season. And that was all the Premier League games. That was it. And then obviously you had to get the cup matches on top of that, and I think we were in the Champions League at the time as well. So it come to about 700 quid for the entire season, which was fine. And he went to every single game, and he loved it, and he just lives for it. It's just his thing. But as soon as they announced that new stadium, and you know when Jim Ratcliffe was saying all that rubbish about Man United should be charging same amount of money as say Fulham, for example. He's having a laugh. But this is, oh my God. It's £4,000. Man United consider charging fans £4,000 to reserve season tickets at new stadium, with 20,000 seats saved for hospitality. Man United's new stadium could include 20,000 Prod Sandwich Brigade seats, a huge number of VIP and hospitality. But I mean, what is this? Is this £4,000 to just reserve them? And what do you get for the £4,000? So it's just to reserve it? I don't know. I don't get it. And then what is it? The season ticket on top? United are considering selling long-term season ticket contracts, which could involve paying around £4,000 to secure a season ticket for 15 years or more. Well, £4,000 over 15 years. Is that what that means? Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that, actually. Bang, bang. Well done, mate. That's a bit weird. I'm going to have to look into that a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it seems a little bit confusing. So, yeah, what is it? So £4,000 and then the actual... I don't know. I'm confused. So £4,000 to secure it for 15 years, and then it's the actual season ticket on top of that. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it, mate. I really don't. Let's see. Bang, bang. And I have a hot take. Bruno's better than overrated Kevin ever was. I'm assuming you mean Kevin De Bruyne. And yes, bang, bang. I 100% agree. Bruno Fernandes is the best number 10 in the world. And you just have to look at his stats. Bruno Fernandes has carried a poor Man United team ever since he's been at the club. And the team that he's played for has not been anywhere near as good as the Man City team overall. And so his stats are still better than Kevin De Bruyne. You would think Kevin De Bruyne's teammates would make him a little bit better than what his stats suggest, even though Kevin De Bruyne's stats are amazing. They are amazing. But they're not as good as Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, I agree, bang, bang. We are on the same page. Bruno Fernandes is class, world class, and probably my current favourite Man United player. Famous number 7. Watkins was playing very well, and then John Duran scored a ton of goals and took the starting spot. Villa didn't want to keep both, but Duran went to Saudi, so they kept Watkins. Ah, right. Thanks for clarifying that there. Famous number 7, my friend. And Watkins has 3 or 4 years left. A good mentor for the younger ones. Vardy at 38 would be a waste of time. Well, it swings and roundabouts, and it depends how much we're paying for Watkins. That's the thing. If it's 40 million, fair enough. But if it's 60, that's 20 million too much in my book. At least with Jamie Vardy, he's coming on a free. But even Jamie Vardy wouldn't be my first choice free transfer because I get Thomas Muller. I'd rather have him. Niche fan, Rooney was better than CR7. Yes. Niche fan, I'm so sorry to my dad. He's going to have to pay another 4K. It's not fair on the real fans. Well, yeah. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, Niche fan. Me, dad, we've had this conversation, and hopefully we can sort something out. I can't see him charging £4,000 per year, especially for pensioners, for a season ticket at Man United, especially if we're still rubbish as well. I can't see it. But we'll see. We've got a few years left. But that being said, his season ticket's gone up this year as well. I think it's gone up to about £600 baseline for a pensioner's ticket, which is insane. I mean, it's still going, but it's an absolute joke. Let's see. Bang, bang. What you saying there, my friend? CR7 is a bigger, faster, and stronger player. He's just better. Facts. And the World Cup was rigged for Messi 10 to win it. It's a disgrace. Portugal's Euro in 16 was a bigger achievement in your opinion. Well, he's got a chance to win a World Cup in the next one. And I tell you what, if Ronaldo wins the World Cup, which, I mean, Portugal have got a good team, to be fair. They have. They've got a really, really good team. And in a World Cup scenario, like, good teams, if they're all working together, can beat, on paper, the more talented teams, say, on their day. So you never know. You never know. He could get his World Cup medal at some point. And if he does, I think the conversation is opened up again between Messi and Ronaldo, but we'll see. We'll see. But then again, Argentina might win the World Cup again. Who knows? Bang, bang, what you saying again? And it's not claiming that Giggs is less of a player, but the fact is a player that done it in all the top European leagues is better than a player that only done it in one, and I believe in that CR7. Yeah, I've heard that argument before. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't resonate with me, that one, because the Italian league, hasn't been a top league for a long time, really. And don't get me wrong, the French league's not a top league. So, I mean, fair enough, Cristiano's done it in the Premier League and La Liga. Fair enough. But you can't honestly tell me that if Lionel Messi, when he was 28, moved to the Premier League, he wouldn't have smashed 30 goals in the Premier League. Of course he would. All that business about, can he do it in a cold night, on a cold night in Stoke? Yeah, Lionel Messi would just take the mick out of everybody. Prime Lionel Messi. He would take the mick out of everybody in the Premier League. And it doesn't matter if he's small. Because remember David Silva? He was tiny. Remember Juan Mata? He was tiny. They still thrived in the Premier League. So I think Lionel Messi would just, he would get used to it, no problem. So, yeah. But I'm getting the sense, bang, bang, we're going to be having this conversation for a long time. You're going to be adamant Cristiano is the best. And I'm going to argue that he's not. He's the second best footballer of all time. Anyway, Niche fan, the lease for the Glazers American football team is $35,000 plus season ticket on top. Glinios are trying to drive out the working class. Well, I don't deny that. I don't deny that because, all these rich muckety mucks, they are kind of exploiting the working class a little bit, the ruling class and all of that. Cost of living's going through the roof. This working class sport, so-called working class sport, is just getting more and more and more and more expensive, But it doesn't make any sense to me for Jim Ratcliffe to do that, to be honest. It doesn't. It does from a business point of view because he wants to just make as much money as he possibly can. But if you increase prices to the extent where people can't afford it, they're not going to go and they're not going to buy anything. So who's going to be at the ground every week? I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, they're going to ship people in from Japan and China just to fill the stadium every Premier League game. I don't know. I don't know because Manchester's not London. It's not. And even I'm not even going to comment on what the season tickets are like down in London. I'm just not. So I don't know what's going to happen there, niche fan, on that front with regards to the Glazers and Jim Ratcliffe. But personally, I didn't want Jim Ratcliffe to come in. I wanted the Qataris to come in because at the very least we'd have had a winning team, and I don't know. I think he would have got the fans on side, and he'd have just pumped in billions into the club and into the infrastructure and all of this. We'd probably assigned Mbappe and Camavinga and Isaac, and we probably would have a dream team now. We probably would have spent about 300 million this transfer window or something like that if we got the Qataris in. None of this nonsense about £4,000 season tickets and all of this, because the Qataris are just, they live on a sea of money out there in Qatar underneath the ground, so like money's different to those guys over there, the Saudis and the Qataris and stuff like that. Football teams are their playthings. They want the stadiums full, and they want the players, the best players in the world, playing for their team and winning cups like toys, like a real life game of football manager. And all those Football Manager fans who are watching tonight, if you are, I'm sure you've played that game where you take over your favourite team, I'm assuming it's Man United, and you give them an unlimited budget and you just buy all the top players on the game just for fun. The Big D did it a couple of months back, actually. He had a little Qatari game, and I just gave myself unlimited funds. I just spent about 800 million one summer and just had an absolutely world-class side. It was brilliant. And to think we could have had that with the Qataris if they'd taken over. It's just absolutely insane. But the Glazers played an absolute blinder business-wise. They've kept control over the financial side of the club, and they've also got Jim Ratcliffe in as a shield, give him control of the footballing side of things. So if anything, and that's the main component of any given football team, it's the football project. So with Jim Ratcliffe in charge of that, if things go sour, the Glazers can just say, well, Jim Ratcliffe was in charge of that. That had nothing to do with us. So they've played a blinder there. They've been very, very shrewd businessmen. And they know that Qatari offer will still be on the table if things get even worse. But at the same time, if Jim Ratcliffe does manage to make Manchester United an amazing team again, then they can just reap the rewards of it just quietly in the background. So it's weird, eh? We just want to watch some good football. That's it. We just want to be entertained. It's insane. Lee Stewart, Messi versus Ronaldo comes down to personal preference. I think I'm lucky to have been able to watch them both play. Yeah, that's an interesting point of view. Yeah, you can probably say that. If you want someone who's just an absolute machine that just brutalises teams, right foot, left foot, header, well, it's Cristiano. He's an absolute racehorse stallion of a footballer. But if you want someone who's more magical, then it's Lionel Messi, But I do think there is an objective component to these debates, and objectively speaking, I would have to fall down on. I would have to come down on Lionel Messi, because I think Cristiano. In fact, I'll tell you what. While I'm here, might as well. I'm not going anywhere, so let's just get this up. Let's get this little website up. Messi versus Ronaldo website. So, here we go. Messi versus Ronaldo, all-time stats. Really, really good, this. I strongly recommend that you check it out. Right, what's going on here? Don't need that. Here we go. What's this that's come up? Right, here we go. So, all-time career. This is insane. So, Lionel Messi has made 1,114 appearances in his career, all-time career, excluding club friendlies. He's got 386 assists, and he's scored 874 goals. Cristiano Ronaldo has made 1,281 appearances in his career. He's got 257 assists and scored 938 goals. So he scored more goals, but Lionel Messi's got more assists, and Ronaldo's played more games. So I would say Messi edges it, and especially since Messi won the World Cup. But if we're going to do all-time career, excluding USA and Saudi, what does this say here? Well, there's not much difference, to be fair. So, okay. That's that. So, I don't know. I mean, that website, it's Messi versus Ronaldo.app. And it kind of breaks it down, quite well, really. Messi just edges it because he's got more goal involvements and he's played less games. So, I don't know. I've got to give it to Messi there, Lee, to be perfectly honest. Niche fan, I wanted Qatar. Yep. We'll be on top. I think Infos would have done things differently if they'd owned 100% of United. Oh, right. Lee, I'm assuming you mean Ineos would have done things differently if they'd owned 100% of United. Maybe. Who knows? But the thing is, Ineos are in charge of the footballing project at Manchester United. So, I mean, they're in charge of that. So they can do whatever they want in terms of the footballing side of things. I mean, fair enough, they might not be able to spend loads of money. They might not have loads of money for transfers, fair enough. But I think they could have, I don't know. I think they could have been a little bit more sensitive in the way they've gone about certain things, to be quite honest. Yeah, niche fan, Qatar would have been better for us. None of this seat lease BS, I agree. Yeah, Lee, I understand what you were saying there, pal. Bang, bang, pat for life. I'll trust me. I haven't finished with the CR7 debate, but right now I'm going to defend my guy. JJ, you said he's not that good. He was amazing. JJ, you said he's not that good. Am I missing something? Who's JJ? Niche fan, we'd have Hakimi, Bellingham, Mbappe, etc., etc. Can't even sign Watkins now. I know, it's insane. We'd struggle to get Ollie Watkins in. Absolutely, that's actually quite accurate, to be fair. Oh, JJ Okocha. Ah, right. Well, I mean, JJ Okocha, did I say he was not that good? Did I? I don't know. I can't remember, to be honest. But, I mean, he was interesting to watch. He was fun to watch, but he wasn't exactly a world beater. He wasn't smashing it up at Real Madrid, winning Champions League. So, but he was entertaining to watch. See, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? How do you classify footballers? Do you classify them as with effectiveness on the pitch, or do you classify them in terms of how entertaining they are to watch, or both? Personally, I classify both. Now, JJ Okocha was entertaining to watch, but he wasn't exactly a world beater. He was good for Bolton or whoever else he played for. Fair enough, but he wasn't playing for Real Madrid or Man United or any of the big boys. And like Ronaldinho was both. He was incredibly effective and he was entertaining to watch. Adel Tarabt, great to watch, but he was rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. but he was entertaining to watch. So it swings and roundabouts, really. Bang bang, the statistic you read out is irrelevant because it doesn't take into account that Ronaldo wasn't a goal scorer in the first part of his career and was a flying winger. Irrelevant. Well, you could say the same for Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi was the same. They used to call him an impish winger before he started scoring goals. So it's the same thing. Ronaldo moved from the left to come into the centre. Messi moved from the right to come into the centre. So same thing, pal. And I will never back down. I'm sure you won't, bang bang. I hope you don't, mate. And how about this stat? For a stat, CR7 completed as much dribbles as a young player for United than Messi did in his prime. Well, it doesn't matter because Lionel Messi got more goal involvements. So I think that's more impressive than dribbles. I will fight to the death for this. For CR7, well, I will fight to the death for Messi. Bang, bang. Niche fan, can the fans demand a sale to Qatar? I can't stand this dross we have to put up with. I think we're just going to have to grin and bear it, mate. There's nothing we can do. I mean, the fans have been protesting for the better part of, 20 years? Since 2005. So, nothing's happened. So, I think we're stuck, mate. Bang, bang. And then there's a CR7. What scoring goals that was getting Real Madrid through and winning them? The Champions League, while Messi didn't score past the group phase for about 5 seasons. Yeah, but I think he's made up for it, though. You might have had a little bit of a drought at one point, but he's still done quite well. You're making it sound like Messi should have been playing for Bolton Wanderers or something like that. Don't care about Messi's irrelevant group phase goals against teams like Shakhtar Donetsk and his reeked World Cup. Yeah, but remember, the thing is with Lionel Messi, he always got criticised for very specific things, and then he always proved people wrong. So I remember, I think the first thing that he was criticised for was he'd never scored against an English team, right? So that was the thing that was going around. And then what happened? He bagged 5 against Arsenal. And then there was another one. He doesn't score any headed goals. Something like that. So then what does he do? In the Champions League final in 2009, right? Not only does he score a headed goal, but he scores a headed goal against the reigning world and European champions, but also the greatest defenders two of the greatest defenders in Manchester United's history, who were twice the size of him, but also against a defensive partnership that still to this day has the world record for most minutes without conceding a goal in world football. And Lionel Messi, being all 3'2" of him, leaped up like a salmon and just headed that ball into the net to make it 2-0. So that was another thing that he did, And then what was the other thing? Even though he'd already won the Olympics, there was always that thing. Oh well, he's never won. He's never done it in international football for Argentina. And it's like, okay, hold my beer. I'm not saying he drinks beer. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But the point is, it's an expression, and that's what he was criticised for. So what does he do? He goes out and wins the Copa America, and then what was it? But you've got to win the World Cup. But if you're going to be the best ever, you've got to win the World Cup. And it's like, well, okay, watch this. What does he do? He goes and wins the World Cup. So Lionel Messi is the man. He's the man. He's the best. And yes, Niche fan, Messi is the best ever. But Bang Bang's back again. He's not having it. I believe football is best that's spread from the heart. A player like R10, Ronaldinho, disembodies football. Disembodies football? Or do you mean embodies football? Ronaldo was playing in a more physical league, getting kicked a lot more. Yeah, well, maybe Messi didn't get kicked as much because they couldn't catch him. But I'm a Man United fan and I'm sticking up for Lionel Messi because I tell the brutal truth. That is my moniker on this Manchester United fan channel. Even though Cristiano Ronaldo is an absolute Manchester United legend, a legend, I have to go with Messi because the logic just... I've got to apply logic to this argument. Lionel Messi is the best ever. Niche fan. Well, you've mentioned a player's name there, and I have struggled to pronounce this guy's name, even though he's world class and he's kind of broken onto the scene now. He's just won the Champions League. He plays for PSG, and it's Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. I think that's it. Big D's a classically trained actor. I have studied and performed William Shakespeare, right? And I can't say that poor lad's name. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. I think that's it. I think it is. Bang, bang. Hang on. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, Wayne Rooney, Messi, Ultimate Strike Force. Aye. Not bad, that. I might create that on eFootball at one point. Bang, bang. And Ronaldo started playing football before Messi did. Only because he's 2 years older. Niche fan, I dream of Messi having been in a United shirt. Yeah, that would have been nice, but it was never, ever, ever going to happen, unfortunately. So I've had to buy a couple of Inter Miami shirts, and they're quite nice, quite comfortable as well. But yeah. Do you know what? I've done it again, haven't I? I said it was only going to be about 10 or 20 minutes, but we're on 56 minutes. I even surprised myself at how much I can talk. It's no wonder I got detentions at school. People tried to slap me around, and hey, I just don't shut up, do I? But do you know what? It's all because of my loyal fan base. You're asking good questions. Bang, bang, niche fan. Big shout out. Lee Stewart. Nice bloke. Famous number 7. Anne. And there's another Lee as well. Where's he at? Lee Hembra as well. Asking good questions. And that's what I like. But anyway, the Big D needs to go. I'll answer this last question. What was my favourite acting role? That's a good question. I'm in a film on Disney Plus called Lost in London Live. I play a homeless guy. It's right in the middle of the film where I beat up Woody Harrelson with a fake leg. It's really cool. Have a look. But on that note, the Big D thanks all of his viewers. It's been a pleasure talking to you as always. I don't know when I'm going to stream again. I didn't even think I was going to be streaming tonight, but I decided to. And maybe I'll stream tomorrow. Maybe it'll be next week. We shall see. We'll see what happens with United over the weekend. And then hopefully we can get rid of some players and we can buy some more players that will suit Ruben Amorim's system. And then, we've got Arsenal in a couple of weeks, haven't we? Yeah, the season starts in a couple of weeks. Yeah. The Big D is thinking about doing a live watch along, so watch out for that. But check out the Big D's TikTok, check out his Insta, check out my back catalogue. I've got some cracking little videos where I commentate on clips from the overlap, Roy Keane making rants and all kinds of good stuff. And check out the Ronaldinho video that I made, I think it was about 12 months ago, but it's really fun, and it's about how he nearly signed for Manchester United. But Big D wants to love you and he wants to leave you. And the Big D will see you as ever